Welcome to MLC TV News Hour, reaching you live from the city of Lokoja, the confluent state of Nigeria. I am Joshua Adinoy. The headlines: President Muhammadu Buhari seeks Senate approval for nominees to replace ex-ministers. Court restrained INEC from ending voters' registration on June 30th, 2022. Colombia elects first leftist president and black female deputy. And Nigeria's TOBI AMUSAN breaks 100-meter hurdle African record. Now the news in detail. President Muhammadu Buhari has felicitated the founder and chancellor of Afe Babalola University, Ado-Ekiti, Ekiti State, as well as management and members of staff of the institution, after it was ranked the best in Nigeria and 400th globally. Buhari's congratulatory message is contained in a statement signed by his Special Advisor on Media and Publicity, Femi Adesina. The president affirmed that the ranking analyzed more than 108 million citations across over 14.4 million research publications and included responses from almost 22,000 scholars. Shows the depth, acceptability, and influence of the award placement, the best out of 197 universities in Nigeria and one of the 400 out of 31,097 universities in the world. As the university scores another national and global record for excellence, President Buhari affirmed that the Times Higher Education World Rankings further validate the resourcefulness of hardworking academics, particularly in research, and the diligence of students who continuously stretch their bodies and minds for making history. He congratulated the Chancellor for facilitating channeling the energies and assembling an exemplary workforce in Abroad. The Nigerian Senate has received the executive communication with the nomination of 6 names as replacements for ministers that resigned to contest the presidential election. In a letter that was read by the Senate President, Ahmad Lawan, on Tuesday, President Buhari said the nominees will replace the former ministers that resigned from his cabinet. The letter read, and I quote, "In accordance with the Section 8, subsection 2 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended, I hereby forward the unlisted ministerial nominees for your confirmation." Quotation close. The nominees are Henry Ikechukwu Ikon, Abia State; Umana Okon Umana, Akwa Ibom State; Ugwa Makama Joseph Nkama, Ebonyi State; Goodluck Nana Opia, Imo State; Umar Ibrahim Eliakib, Kano State; Ademola Adewole Adegoroye, Ondo State; Odum Odi, Rivers State. The Minister of State for Transportation, Gbemisola Saraki, has assured Nigerians that the rail track that leads to the Apapa Port Terminus would be completed in 2 weeks. The minister, accompanied by the Apapa Port Manager, Fumi Olotu, the Managing Director, Nigeria Railway Corporation, Fidet Okiria, and the Project Manager, China Civil Engineering Construction Company, reviewed this during an inspection of the ongoing rail construction at Apapa Port, Lagos State. She said the Project Manager, China Civil Engineering Construction Company, Jia Lijun, had assured her that the rail track would be completed in 2 weeks. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu on Monday paid an unscheduled visit to the Bagauda Kauto Press Center located in the state secretariat to empathize with journalists who were on Sunday attacked by hoodlums on a bus conveying them in Lagos Island. The governor, who was accompanied by his chief of staff, Tayo Ayinde, and other aides, urged the journalists not to be deterred by the hazards of their job. He said, and I quote, "Your job is risky, very risky, but don't be deterred by the hazards of the job. You must have the courage to persevere." Quotation close. Sanwo-Olu, who noted that traducers of the government will always find a way to discredit the good intentions and policies of the government, ordered an investigation into Sunday's attack that left some journalists injured and the press crew bus badly damaged. Governor Sanwo-Olu directed that those involved must be fished out and made to face the law, saying the government will pick up the hospital bills of those injured in the incident. It It will be recalled that the incident occurred between Ebutero and Adeniji Iga Edugaro during APC presidential candidate Asiwaju Bola Tinubu's visit to the palace of the Oba of Lagos, Oba Rilwan Akiolu. A passionate appeal has gone to the Kwara state government to save the inhabitants of Olorunshogo community, Eta Alamu Ojuiri, Ilorin West local government of the state from erosion which has affected most residential buildings. Some of the residents who spoke with newsmen said they now live in fear as a result of the havoc caused by the gully erosion. They noted that the diversion of volume of water occasioned by wrong channelization from the Olumade led to the damage and destruction of roads in the area and drainages. In his view, Ario Oshatoba explains that the erosion has greatly affected the lean purse of residents who are mostly retired civil servants. Ario stressed that the foundations of most buildings in the affected areas are under threat and bricks being washed away, which may render the people homeless. He stated that the community had written series of letters to the government since 2020 and followed with series of reminders, adding that the development had made government officials from ministers of environment and works to visit the affected spots and made recommendations appropriate. Adding that the development had made government officials from ministers of environment and works to visit the affected spots and made recommendations. Professor Nora Ladi Dadut, and Vice Chairman of the Senate Committee on Culture and Tourism, who made the emphasis while declaring open the 2022 United Nations World Sustainable Gastronomy Day hosted by the National Institute for Hospitality and Tourism, NIHOTA, in Abuja said, this became imperative as another avenue of promoting the nation's rich food culture to the world, as well as growing what Nigerians eat and what they grow. She noted that food, as one of man's most basic needs, must be put in the front burner of the national discourse as a means of not only fighting hunger, but also eradicating poverty and ensuring availability of food for all at affordable cost, adding that the annual observation of the World Sustainable Gastronomy Day in Nigeria under the auspices of NIHOTA is a welcome development that must be promoted, maintained and sustained so that Nigeria will remain vividly visible on the food map of the world. The Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Information and Culture, Dr. Ifoma Adora Ayauntaku, represented by Patricia Narai, Director, Domestic Tourism in the ministry, said Nigeria government is fully committed to the growth and development of the country's food and cuisines, not only for international consumption, but for export as another source of foreign income earning. Because of the rich cultural diversity of Nigeria food and cuisines, the country will soon be a preferred gastronomy destination in Africa for the global tourism community, noting that because of its multiplier effect as a tourism product, it will empower the youth and eradicate unemployment and the scourge of poverty. We go on a short break. We'll be right back.
Mr. President, I was once there as an opposition senator. There was never a time that we called the president at that time, who was a PDP president, an insult, because this is our institution. And if we don't conduct ourselves with dignity and respect, nobody will respect us.
The heads of security in Nigeria made several different explanations for killings of our citizens.
The Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended, I hereby forward for the confirmation by the Senate the appointment of the underlisted nominees as National Commissioners and Resident Electoral Commissioner for the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC.
Welcome back. On politics, a federal high court in Abuja has stopped the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC from ending voters' registration on June 30th, 2022. Justice Mobolaji Olajunwo granted an order of interim injunction following the hearing of an argument on motion ex parte filed by the Socio-Economic Right and Accountability Project, SERAP, and 185 concerned Nigerians who had earlier this month filed a lawsuit against INEC, asking the court to declare unconstitutional, illegal, and incompatible with international standard the failure of the electoral body to extend the deadline for voters' registration to allow eligible Nigerians to exercise their rights. In the suit, SERAP had asked the court for an order restraining INEC, its agents, privates, assigns, or any other person through it from discontinuing the continuous voters' registration exercise from June 30th, 2022, or any other date pending the hearing and determination of the motion on notice. The suit is adjourned to June 29th, 2022 for the hearing of the motion on notice for interlocutory injunction. Former Independent National Electoral Commission directors and senior advocates of Nigeria have warned that political parties may face crisis over their nomination of placeholders as running mate to their respective candidate ahead of the 2023 presidential election. The ex-officials of the electoral umpire, who spoke to journalists in different interviews, cautioned that parties and their candidates might lose their presidential bid should the placeholders refuse to withdraw for the substantive vice presidential candidate. Another issue raised by the ex-INEC officials was that the parties and their candidates might forfeit their tickets should a proxy running mate who was not qualified to be the vice president refuse to withdraw from the race. Ahead of the deadline set by INEC, several political parties had, by 6 p.m. on Friday, submitted names of interim running mates to their respective presidential candidates. Among them is the presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress, APC, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, who picked Kabiru Masari as his ad hoc running mate. The Labour Party submitted the name of the Director General of Peter Obi Campaign Organization, Dr. Doyin Okupe, as the interim vice presidential candidate of the party. All political parties have 30 days to withdraw the names of such running mates and substitute them with substantive ones. A former director of Voters Education and Publicity, INEC, Nick Dazang, noted that the candidates were only trying to take advantage of the window provided by the Electoral Act, within which substitution could be made. On foreign news, ex-gorilla Gustavo Petro was elected the first ever left-wing president of Colombia after beating millionaire businessman Rodolfo Hernandez in a tense and unpredictable runoff election. With all votes counted, Petro, the 62-year-old former mayor of Bogota, won with 50.4% to Hernandez's 47.3%. Petro said, "As of today, Colombia is changing, a real change that guides us to one of our aims, the politics of love, of understanding and dialogue." Hernandez, 77, in a Facebook live broadcast, accepted the result, in which he came up short by 700,000 votes. Petro will succeed the deeply unpopular conservative. Petro would succeed the deeply unpopular conservative, Ivan Duque, who was barred by Colombia's constitution, pending for re-election in a country saddled with widespread of poverty, a surge in violence, and other woes. In another historic achievement for a country where 10% of the population identifying as Afro-descendants, environmental activist and feminist Francia Marquez would become Colombia's first black woman vice president. In central Bogota, as thousands of Petro supporters, mostly young people, rejoiced. And on entertainment news, Matthias Ayodeji Peter is standing by.
our entertainment news, the Nigeria Police Force has ordered the Nigerian singer Afe Babalola, popularly known as Portable, to report himself over for a viral video. This is coming on the heels of a video clip circulating on social media where the Zazu crooner was seen organizing some youths to beat up a young man and inflict bodily injury on him. According to the command's PRO, DCP Abimbola Oyeyemi, the incident was said to have taken place somewhere within Ogun State about 2 days ago. Decrying Portable's behavior in the public, the PPRO says such unruly and violent behavior is not only barbaric but unbecoming of someone who is supposed to be a role model for the youth and therefore should not be tolerated. In view of this, the command is using the medium to advise Okikiola Abib, aka Portable, to report himself to the nearest police station in Ogun State, failure of which his arrest will be ordered. Flagrant display of impunity by Portable in the viral video is condemnable, and if not checked, it will send a wrong signal to the youths who are looking up to him as a role model, the statement further read. He ended the statement with, "Jungle justice has no place in our laws, and whosoever embarked on it must be made to feel the weight of the law, no matter the status of such person." And that is all in entertainment news today. My name is Matthias Adeji Peter, reporting for MLC TV.
Thank you for the update, Matthias. And that's the size of our package today. Join us tomorrow at this same hour to watch our news as we give you update on happenings within and across the globe. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Malachite TV. Like and follow our Facebook page, MLC TV, Instagram, MLC TV 2021, Twitter at MLC TV1 for your event coverage, information, contribution, advert and sponsorship. Please call any of the numbers displayed on your screen. Join us Friday and Saturday to watch our special programs. Friday 9 p.m. Local Government and You. Saturday 7 p.m. Family Affairs. 9 p.m. Political Arena and Women's World. Sunday by 6 p.m. It's Malachite TV, reaching everywhere, informing everyone. I am Joshua Adenoy. Please continue to be your brother's keeper to build a united and peaceful society together. Good day and thanks for watching.